Hello, everyone, and welcome to my YouTube live on Bond Scholars. Today, I'm really excited because we are going to take a look at beautiful world of a Moraine Lake located in Alberta, Canada. The Moraine Lake is known for its breathtaking scenery, crystal clear waters, and stunning backdrop of rocky mountains. While exploring this amazing place, my main focus will be to hunt for new and interesting vocabulary words that describe its natural beauty and landscape and experiences. I believe that learning vocabulary through real world examples make it much more fun and memorable. Also, I'll be pasting all the vocabulary words into the description box so that you can have a look as we finish with the live. Don't forget to like, comment, and share your favorite words in the chat. I'll be more than happy to have them and then respond later about it, or if during the discussion we can talk about it. Let's get started. Let me read the first paragraph and then we will discuss the words that we encounter during the first paragraph. Walter Wilcox wrote that no scene had ever given me an equal impression of inspiring solitude and rugged grandeur. He discovered and named Moraine Lake in 1899 and was so impressed with the scene before him, he claimed it was the most beautiful lake he had ever seen. And that the time spent contemplating the view was the happiest half hour of his life. It's easy to see why, for this amazing crystalline lake is a wonder to behold. Above it, a char, ever it, I'm sorry, above it, tower the ice-capped peak of Mount Menchamna, whose 3,000 feet sheer wall enclose the eastern side of the lake. For the time, this spectacular view was even featured on the back of the Canadian $20 bill. The lake was created not by the moraine or debris. All right, so we have just finished the first paragraph. Let's talk about the words that we have seen in the first paragraph. Now, welcome everyone. Hi, I'm happy to see some people out there. Welcome to my channel. So here we are discussing about the vocabulary words, trying to hunt the vocabulary words by reading the paragraph or reading the English piece of writing. So today we have chosen to read about Moraine Lake, and that's what we are doing. Yeah, Dr. Doom, hi, how are you? Thanks for being there. So the first word that we have encountered is inspiring. Inspiring. So what is said? Inspiring solitude. The impression of inspiring solitude. Now let's see the word inspiring. Inspiring means making you feel enthusiastic and excited about something. So when you are enthusiastic and excited about something, you feel inspired. So that's what inspiring means. Solitude. Solitude is the state of being alone, often in a peaceful way. So when you are in the solitude, you're opting to be alone, but you're always in a peaceful state of mind. Now, the next word that we have here is rugged. Rugged is rough, uneven, uneven. Yeah, tackle, tackle. I think what you're mentioning is, Mr. Karthik, I think what you're mentioning is tackle. I think the spelling is wrong. What you mentioned, it's TAC. Yeah, what you wrote is TAKLE. TAKLE. TAKLE is not the right spelling for tackle. 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 Yeah. So that's TACKLE. 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 Hi, Saddlers. How are you? Now, let's go on to the next word, rugged. Rugged is rough, uneven, having a strong, tough character. Yeah, answering Mr. Karthik, tackle is to handle something, r- to deal with something. That's what we call. Have you tackled it? Have you been able to tackle it? Right. And next one is rugged. Rugged is rough, uneven, and having a rough, tough character. Rugged. It could be even mentioned for the tough character. Now, the next one, now how it has been used here, the rugged grandeur. The rugged grandeur. Look at the words, how they are using, how they're joining these words to make their writing different. Now, rugged grandeur. Now, grandeur is splendor and impressiveness, and especially of appearance or a style. Now, whenever we talk about something, some appearance, and it's impressive, it has got a grand splendor, and we call it grandeur. Maybe we can talk about grandeur of forts of Rajasthan, or grandeur of the yeah, what do you call those uh, well, I think as we come across, we will I'll tell you that. So it's about the grandeur of, or the splendor, or the royalness of something. Whenever we have to say, it's grandeur. So rugged grandeur means it has got the impressiveness, it has got the royalty, as well as it is tough, it is rough. Now, impressive. Yeah, yeah, that's correct, Sadless. It's Shano Shaukat, as we call it in Hindi. Thanks for helping me out there. Now, the impressed is feeling admiration or respect for something. Impressed, impressed. Now, impressed is was so impressed. Now, Miss Walter was so much impressed with the lake, so he said impressed, feeling admiration or respect for something or someone. Now, next is claimed. Claimed, declared ownership or stated that something belongs to you. Claimed. He claimed that it was the most beautiful lake. Claimed. He declared. He declared that it was one of the beautiful lake he has seen. Right? So whenever you claim something, you're taking ownership for that. You're taking ownership for that statement. Contemplating, a beautiful word, and I've read it many times, and people use it for very high and different situations. Contemplating is thinking deeply or carefully about something. Thinking carefully or deeply about something. And that time spent contemplating the view means thinking about the view, carefully thinking about the whole beauty of the lake. So he has used the word contemplating. So contemplating is whenever you think deeply, you can say, I'm contemplating. Crystalline. Crystalline is very clear or having a structure like, yeah. Yes, Sadlers, I think what you asked me is, how can I explain what happiness is? I'll take this at the end of the session. So let me just finish with the vocabulary. Maybe we can surely discuss about that. Okay. Now, crystalline. Crystalline is um, a very clear and having a structure like crystals. Crystals. Now you must have seen the crystals, how shiny they are, how they reflect light, and how they change colors. It's more like that. So whenever you have an amazing crystalline lake, it means it is radiating colors. It is changing colors with different angles of the sunlight, with the different positioning of the sun, and wonder to behold. Wonder, a feeling of amazement and admiration. Feeling of admiration and amazement, often caused by something beautiful and unfamiliar. Behold, to see or look at something, often something impressive. Often something impressive. Okay. Sheer. Now the word sheer, 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 used to emphasize the large amount of a degree of something pure or steep. Sheer. Now, how it has been used here? Sheer walls enclose the eastern side of the lake. Sheer walls. Whose sheer walls? I mean, they're talking about a mount, and the sheer walls of that mount enclose the eastern side of the lake. Sheer walls used to emphasize a large amount. It's a huge wall standing there. So we're calling it sheer walls. Okay. Now, next one is enclose. To surround and close off all the sides. Enclose is to surround or close all of the sides. Spectacular. 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 Now, got to pronounce these words correctly. You can use the Google pronunciation help and try to pronounce them correctly. So we have to even pronounce the verbs that we are hearing, and we need to even pronounce the the words, how people call them. For example, here we have a name of the mountain called Venkchamna. So the way the spelling is, it's called Venkchama as well. So we need to find the exact pronunciation, how people are speaking it, how people are speaking about it. So get that right, so that you don't have to worry about that I've done a half work. So do the complete work and try to find the real thing. Okay. Now, featured, highlighted, or made prominent. Featured, highlighted, or made prominent. Featured. Featured. The spectacular view was even featured in the back of the Canadians. Featured. It was highlighted on the back of the Canadian $20 bill. So that's what we say, featured. So don't forget to like, comment, and share your favorite words in the chat. As those who are connected, you can discuss about your word that you think of. We can include that as a contribution from your side, that this is what has been added by you, and that'll be great. And it can be as interactive as possible. So if we have more interaction from those who are connected, it'll be a great hunt, I would say. Let's go to the next paragraph here. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. The lake was created not by the moraine or debris of the glacier, as its name applies, but by a large rock slide from the neighbor Mount Babel. Its wondrous, iridescent Blue color comes from fine particles of glacial till, also known as rock flour, that flow into the lake during the summer melt from glacial high in the mountain. The particles absorb all colors of the visible spectrum except blue, which reflects back. Not surprisingly, this lake is called the Jewel of Rockies. This is the first time I came to know that there is something called rock flour as well. We've heard of the flour that we use at home, and it's a staple food for some. But rock flour, I'm hearing for the first time. So this is what happens when you read. You get to know something new all the time, whatever be your experience or whatever be your age. So it's a different learning every time. Each time you try a new thing. So, what we have learned in this paragraph, let's go to the words. Excellent hiking trails. Excellent hiking trails. Very good path or the routes designed for hiking. Hiking trails is nothing but the path that has been designed for the tourist to try and experiment at the tourist destinations. Ascends, goes upwards, rises. We ascend. As we ascend upwards, ascends. If there is something going up, we will call them ascends. Admired, regarded with respect or warm approval. Admired, admired. Now, how it has been used here? Yeah, there was like he has admired the peaks and the beauty of the lake. Post and beam, a building method where vertical posts and horizontal beams are supported. So it's called the post and a beam structure. So beguiled is charmed and enchanted, sometimes in a deceptive way. Um, I think we missed the yeah. Let's go to the debris. Debris is nothing but scattered piece of waste and remains. So you have debris at home. We normally admonish people to not to spread debris around, scattered pieces of a waste. Debris in the hill stations when people spread the stuff because they don't find a proper place to dispose it of, so they spread it across. So it's called debris. Wondrous is inspiring a feeling of wonder or delight. It's marvelous. Wondrous is from wonder. Iridescent, showing luminous colors that seem to change when seen from different angles. So iridescent. So how it has been used? Iridescent blue color comes from fine particles of glacial till. Now, glacial till is nothing but unsorted material left behind by moving glaciers. So, rock flour comes next. Very fine particles of the rock ground down by glacial movement. Now, particles of the rock. I mean, I would just call them particles of the rock, but look at the word that has been used here is rock flour. Flour, rock flour, flour, rock flour. Jewel of Rockies, a nickname for a beautiful or treasured place in Rocky Mountains. So since it is a lake, the Moraine Lake is a lake in the mountains, and which is the mountain which is rocky. So we are calling it Jewel of Rockies. What a beautiful expression has been used here. Now let's go further. The last paragraph that we have for Moraine Lake chapter. The area is part of the Banff National Park. Banff, Banff National Park. which was established in 1885 and was the first of the Canada's national park. This is an excellent place to see a wide variety of wildlife, including black and grizzly bear, bighorn sheep, mountain goat, moose. Moraine Lake is also the starting point for the number of excellent hiking trails. I think we discovered hiking um excellent hiking trails we already covered into surrounding mountains. One of them ascends over 2003 feet, ascends over, it goes up, it goes upward, rises above the sea of a lake, one of the highest point reached by major trail in the Canadian Rockies. Moraine Lake is only 9 miles from its more famous neighbor. And what is a neighbor? Another lake, Lake Louise, but much less visited, making this destination a decidedly better alternative during busy tourist season. It has a much admired lodge on its shores, constructed in a post and beam design and graced with grand windows that provide generous view of the lake and surrounding mountains. Guests are beguiled by natural setting that offers canoeing, hiking, nature watching, and climbing. So this is the end of the chapter that we were wanting to read, and now let's talk about the words. Excellent hiking trails, a very good path. This we already discussed in the design for hiking. Ascends is going upwards. Admired, admired, regarded with respect or warm approval. Post being the building method where vertical posts and horizontal beams support the structure. Beguiled is charmed, enchanted, sometimes in a deceptive way. Canoeing is traveling in a canoe, a small narrow boat using a paddle. That's it for now, and we have phenomenal, you know, the impressions going up for our sessions, but we don't see the subscribing going the same way. So we request you to be at it. I mean, subscribe more and more so that we try to match with the impressions and go high up, reach more people, and discuss more. Now, talking about the what happiness is all about, what subtle study has asked me to explain happiness. Now, happiness to me is a journey, not a destination, and that's what I have heard, and this is what I always feel about that. We should not be waiting for, we should not attach a long timelines for the happiness to achieve. Say that if I'm doing something, I'm studying something, I'm trying to reach a particular and destination, and I would say that I would do this and then only I will be happier. Probably I'll be wasting that much of a time in by not being happier. So what is the right method to drive happiness out of each moment that we have is um, that we should divide the timeline into smaller segments, attach smaller landmarks, and the goals to it, and be happy about it. Achieve them one by one. Be happy, and ultimately you will see that your whole journey has been much happier than what you have been thinking about. So if you have divided your whole journey into, say, 100 landmarks, and you have driven out the happiness in almost 80, I would still say that you have been much happier than the previous way of your driving happiness out of only one goal at the end. So remember this thing always. I think with this you will always get back to the idea. Journey, I mean, the happiness is a journey, not a destination. So let's not attach it to the destination. You should attach it to the journey. It's difficult exercise, but that's the way to go. Otherwise, we will lose major chunk and the major part of our life only in waiting for the right moment to enjoy and right moment to drive happiness. So the best way is try to enjoy, try to find reasons for being happy, and you will be much happier. I hope I've answered Sadler Studies' question. Thank you very much for being there, and we'll get back to you with another hunt tomorrow. Thanks for being there.